Well, alright, 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 alright. Is everybody in? Is everybody in? The show is about to begin. I'm feeling like Jim right now. I feel good. I feel good. I feel wonderful. I feel great. I feel good. I feel wonderful. I feel great. Remember that movie with Bill Murray? It's called, what was it called? What About Bob? I get the vision of Bob getting tied up to the, what's it called, the mast pole in a boat, because he wants to sail, but he hates, he's afraid of the water, so he's all tied up. He's got a life vest and he's tied up to the mast, I think so, and and he's going, I'm sailing. Oh my lord, that was good stuff. Check out that movie if you haven't seen it. Bill Murray, and it's called What About Bob? Why I brought it up? Well, that's because I feel good, I feel wonderful, I feel great. No, I do, I feel great. Like I mentioned before, you beautiful, gorgeous, wonderful people give me purpose. I get up every morning with a spring, and I'm like Perry Como going, what's it called? Well, it's a good day for singing a song. Yes, it's a good day for singing along. Yes, it's a good day. Yes, it's because, like I also told you the other, in one of the last few videos, God is real, the angels are real, and miracles happen all the time because life is full of miracles. I mean, just look at your pulse right now. If you are able to see your pulse in your wrist or feel it, but I've been able to spot it like on my wrist. And one time I was trying out for these, I was auditioning for this part, right? It was this commercial for Kahlua. And they needed, this is right after during the times of Apocalypto. And I was supposed to be playing the Mayan, right? And so I'm in the waiting room, and there's all these guys who look like me, right? And I'm getting a little nervous. I mean, this was 2008, I believe, somewhere around there, maybe earlier. And this is a big audition, and my heart was pounding and was getting all nervous. I'm wiping my hands on my pants because I'm like, oh my lord, I'm nervous, And then as I'm doing this and I'm adjusting myself, and I see my pulse, and I see it going, boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, wait a second, I didn't have to turn it on. I didn't have to press a button. I didn't have to crank anything. It just goes. And that filled me with such sense of security that it's like, you're okay. See, everything is handled for you. So you're gonna be alright. Well, I went in there like an actual Mayan king, and I booked it. It was my first commercial that I ever booked. It was wonderful. And in fact, I got to work with the mean guy, the bad guy, and Apocalypto, that vicious guy, Do you know who I'm talking about? When short little guy, but he's got this intense look, like it's like, please, man, look away. Look away, man, I don't want you to look at me. He's got this really intense look. The people said that I do have the same kind of look, but that back then I didn't know that, right? But yeah, and it's these moments where you receive information from the divine. I mean, through your intuition. I mean, what was that? These things happen like that. These fortuitous moments where you all of a sudden you see something. You run into someone. You hear a sound. You hear a song. You hear a line in a movie, and it just speaks to you because, you were meant to be at that spot, that specific spot, for you to receive that message. And this is what I'm talking about. Sometimes it makes no sense for us to stress, because once things happen the way you want them to happen, you go, well, I didn't really need to stress, because that didn't help. And if something doesn't pan out, it's like, well, the worrying didn't stop it. You see what I mean? So it puts me back to my days of swimming, and I've given you this example before, but for those who haven't heard it, it's like I always wanted to swim, right? But my mother wouldn't let me go into the pool. And she was like, no, you could drown. I'm like, Mom, this is why I need to get in the pool, so I can learn how to swim. Turns out, as a Mentakan starseed, water is my element. It's where I want to be. And that's what I always risk getting my ass whooped by my mom for getting in the pool without, her knowing, Well, she will eventually find out, and that's when I would get a whooping. But I just wanted to be in the water. But I couldn't take classes because of my mother, right? So I was already like 16 or 17 when I joined the swimming team in high school. And I told my coach, yeah, I can swim. I used to swim in Mexico all the time. Not really, a total lie. But I just wanted to join the team. And what I noticed is that I worked so hard and I couldn't get anywhere. I just kept, flapping around and just getting exhausted. I couldn't last more than 5 minutes. I mean, we're talking, this is a swimming team. You gotta last longer than that. But so by overworking all the time, I just became stronger, in the pool. But really, I was spending way too much energy. Why am I talking about the water? Well, because in the water, it's not like being on dry land, right? So you actually can get leverage off of these solid things in dry land. You can get leverage off the ground. You can get leverage off of anything. If you trip and you're gonna fall, and you can get leverage off of a wall and hold yourself and push yourself back, back into balance. You can get leverage. But when you're in the water, there's no leverage. This thing just gives in, right? So what was the secret? It was to relax. Just to relax. Because once you relax, then you can float. That's really what happens in the water. But because we were taught to mistrust such things, we get tense. And if you ever had a dream when you're just walking, minding your own business in your dream, and then boom, all of a sudden you step into a hole and you fall, you have this feeling of falling. How does it feel? It feels horrible, right? You get this falling feeling in the pit of your stomach. Basically, I think it's in your solar plexus or in your sacral chakra, somewhere along those lines. You feel this falling sensation. And when I experienced that, I realized that I would get really tense, and it reminded me being right back in the pool. And it's like, what is this? We get really tense. And I realized that's what happens when we're afraid. When we get scared, when we don't trust, when our confidence is not all the way there, we over-tense, we over-tighten, and then basically we're white-knuckling it. Well, my knuckles don't look white, but that's because from hitting so many punching bags in the ground and doing push-ups on you, martial artists and whatnot, I literally mutilating my hands and everything else. But yeah, you're white-knuckling it. You're over-tensing for no reason, And me being a big Bruce Lee fan, it's like I just knew that I needed to find a way to flow. Because the overthinking makes you tense up. You have a sensation of freedom, but then by overthinking, we tense up. All of a sudden we hold that flow, So then I remember Bruce Lee going, don't think, feel. It's like a finger pointing away to the moon. Don't concentrate on the finger or you will miss all the heavenly glory. Genius. So right on. And again, these things happen when you come into information. That's literally the divine feeding you information. That's literally breadcrumbs that lead you to your destiny, to lead you to your true identity, as I mentioned before in my other videos, that you are not who you've been told you are. You have a great history. Humankind has a great long history, but it's been erased, it's been modeled, so we all end up just walking around blindly, lost, with no purpose, no identity, because when they take your identity, they take everything, including your spiritual value, your spiritual strength, your spiritual base. And without that, well, it's hard to receive messages. So when you receive this message, you don't even know what these things are. You know, I always set this example that they gave in the Secret, where you're walking by a bookcase and a book falls out. You're meant to pick up that book and read the page exactly where it fell. And that also reminded me of that movie Interstellar. I think it's Interstellar with what's his name? Texan guy, speaks this way and says, all right. Just LIVIN, living. I can't do McConaughey, but it helped me remember the name. But in that movie, you see how from a higher dimension, he was trying to alert his daughter and was, doing stuff to the bookcase. Go check out that movie. It's tremendous. I mean, when he goes through the black hole, it's like, wow. You're just like, oh my God, this is amazing that we're exploring these elements, these situations that we always wonder about. And now, because we have the technology, we can show people what your spirit can look like. We can show people what your aura can look like. And because some of us who can see auras, you tell people, it's like, what? You're crazy, and then you end up calling yourself crazy. Like, yeah, that's crazy. But no, all of this is real, so by saying that, basically what I'm trying to tell you is that when you are in dry land and you're white knuckling it, relax, and essentially it's like you're being in the pool, being in the water. You have to relax. You have to learn how to navigate in this, in these waters, especially on dry land, because when you think about it, you are in an ocean of vibration. So there's got to be a trick to it, and it's not to tense up. It's not to overthink, because lately, when I look around in my life, it may look like it's in shambles, but as I follow my heart, but that's what I think when I'm overthinking. It's like, oh, look at this and look at that. How can I ever improve? But it's like, no, follow your heart, because your heart will be able to get you out of all that mess. So that's what I've been doing, and this is why I'm so happy, because just by following my heart, I just keep being led to these kinds of situations, like speaking to you. This charges me up so much, you wouldn't believe. And that's what I want the same for you, that if you find yourself lost, you find like there's no taste to life, you find that life is bleak and gray, it's because basically you're still in that state where you're not seeing the miracles, but they're there. And whatever miracles happen in your life, you're second guessing. And I want to tell you, stop second guessing it. Go with that. That is bravery. I'm not saying that you're not brave, but when you decide to do that, for the rest of the world, you're gonna seem reckless, but it's really fearless, because fear is not there anymore. And the definition that I had for fearless before, it was just like, oh, that means that you're just going out there, like Simba, like Mufasa said, looking for trouble, But it's not that. To be a king, to be royal, to be heavenly, to be divine, is to be relaxed, because life moves that way. I mean, the tree doesn't wonder why it's being blown by the wind, because it needs to happen. Like I saw a little picture that said, there was this little tiny plant that was just this little crop that was coming out of the ground, and there's this huge rain coming down on it, and she's like, oh, this is not what I asked for. But then this little tiny sprout grew into the huge tree, and it says, but it was what I needed. How beautiful is that? That sometimes it may be raining hell on you, but it's for a reason. It's probably to distract you from situations, from a life that doesn't belong to you. I have my tarot cards here, and that reminds me of the Tower card. If you ever seen it, you may look at it and go like, oh my God, this is crazy. I mean, how can this be a good thing? But it is a good thing, because it's trying to pull you out of a place where you don't belong. And the life that I had in the past, I didn't belong in it, because if I would have stayed in that life or with those people in that environment, I wouldn't have been able to be here with you and speaking to you about these concepts. So like, again, life was leading me to my purpose. I mean, isn't that cool? This is what I'm saying, that every time I see such things or experience these spiritual moments, this communication with divinity, I just go, oh my God, like, I'm never gonna doubt you again. But of course I do, because it's a human thing, you're still trying to get rid of all the garbage. But I'm like, you're so awesome. I don't want to doubt you ever again, because I just feel silly. It's like, why do you worry? Why do you fear? Everything is handled for you. What happens between you, having a wish to manifest something and finally manifesting it, is you just to be chilled. That's literally what you need to do in between. Like, literally, I used to say, when you ask for help, help yourself while you're waiting, while help arrives. And that's a good thing, But sometimes, really, you just need to if you're in the middle of the ocean and you need to be rescued, you just need to float. Don't overspend yourself, because by over tighten it, you cut off communication, and all of a sudden you're not, you just concentrate on this awake state, which is really the illusion. What's really the true thing that is happening is in the invisible, is in the stuff that you can't see. But faith is what keeps you there. And when you think about faith, most people think that faith is just a little crazy thing that people get into, to believe in, invisible things. But what it is bravery, is courage. Because it's like, I don't see it, but I trust it. I mean, I can get the chills when I said that. Because, trust me guys, I didn't even know that I was going to be talking about this. But it's exactly how you feel. In the chills, it's literally your spirit charged. It's just like, whoosh, like it becomes charged, and you're like kind of does this thing. That's when you get the chills. I just saw an orb. That happens a lot when you're in a high vibration. All of a sudden you see orbs and little sparks of lights that all of a sudden, come up on your ear rings or something like that. It's beautiful. Just let it happen. When your ear is ringing, just be glad and be like, thank you for the communication, because you know what? You don't know what the communication is. It's like in another language, and your brain ends up translating it. Isn't that awesome? Like, I want you to do this. I really want you to do this. I want you to get the image of the flower of life, and I want you to put it in front of you and look at it, and just keep looking at it until your eyes relax. Baby, there's gonna be so much activity in that little symbol. You're gonna see the circles move around and give you all kinds of patterns. Don't worry about what the patterns mean, because your brain will translate it for you. And then you'll start speaking differently. You start seeing things differently. You'll start having really dreams that, they're very visual. They're very, you feel like like you're literally standing there physically, but you're being let into the plan. You're being told what is happening. You're being given more images and more symbols for your brain to break down, or for you to look into, because essentially you need to go look into. So when you see these things, because really that's all it is, these are ways that the divine says, like I said in the other video, hey kid, everything's cool, we got you. Whew. We got you. Everything's gonna be okay, but here's a few signs to calm your heart and make you happy while you're waiting, while you're in the middle of the ocean waiting for a big boat to come and pick you up. It's really that beautiful. This is why I always say that God is real, the angels are real, and life is full of miracles. I'll talk to you later because I don't want to make this too long. But don't worry about it, okay? Don't overstress, don't over-tighten. But I want you to recline in the knowledge, in the knowing, in the feeling that God is real, the angels are real, and life is full of miracles, and they are working for you. Don't doubt it. Don't doubt it, because in the end you're going to find out that it's fruitless. And it's just really, it tears you apart. And I don't want you to be torn apart. You're precious. And your Father in heaven, your Mother here on earth, they're trying to tell you that. And they send the angels and your guides and your ancestors to let you know. So listen up, pay attention. Because this is the information that is going to lead you to find your true self, to find your destiny, or to meet your destiny, and to, serve your purpose. Everybody here has a purpose. Everybody and everything. There is absolutely no mistakes. There are no flukes. There are no abominations, like some people like to call. These are people who judge things because they don't know any better, because they don't know the variety and how fruitful the universe is. There's so much variety, there's so much abundance that is just jumping into a nightmare when you decide to doubt all of that. If the trees can be so peaceful where they are, just sit there and just be a tree. Like literally they absorb life and they give life. You know what I mean? That is its purpose. I mean, you never hear a tree go, man, I want out of here. I want to do something else. It's really that simple. There is a purpose to you. You have a destiny to meet, and you have a purpose to serve. So never doubt the divine, because really, just again, you're only tearing yourself apart, and for no reason. Trust in life, because life will always be there, will always catch you. And essentially, that's what it means to chillax in between your wish and your manifestation, becoming physical. The in-between is just being in the middle of the ocean, just floating for that boat to arrive. But knowing that it's gonna be here in any minute. And that brings a smile to your face. That brings this sense of relaxation. And that basically you become another tree, another cloud being pushed by the wind, another hair of grass just sitting there, just being upright. Why? Because the glory of God is within it. Everything in this universe has that glory of God. And when we worry, we shut off the energy supply. It's like you unplug yourself from that huge source. So trust in life, trust in God, trust in the angels, trust in the divine being there for you, because they are. Talk to you later.